Hello everybody, I'm just going to give you a quick little video on special right triangles. I couldn't find anything great, so I'm just going to make this short and sweet, but I think it is helpful because some people forget their special right triangles, and this little video can give you some help with that. So, if you're watching, thank you, and I hope this helps. Some special right triangles. I think the easiest one to start with is the 45. You've got two equal sides here, and this side is always x times the square root of 2. So here's a really simple example. If you know it's a right triangle, 45, 45, 90, and you know this side's 3, that means x is 3. This side is also x, so it's 3. This side is x root 2, so it's 3 root 2. I could make things a little bit more complicated, and I could say this side is 5 root 3. Well, that's your x. This side is also x, 5 root 3. This side is x root 2. So x was 5 root 3, and I have to multiply that by a root 2. So what do I have now? I simplify that. It's 5 root 6. Remember, you can multiply the square roots together if they're inside the square root. You want to leave the 5 alone because it's outside the square root. I could also give you the hypotenuse and say that this is 8 root 2. Well, if that's x root 2, I think you could probably guess that x is 8. So if you treat it like algebra, x root 2, you could always solve what you have. So let me give you the one more difficult case. What if this side is 6? So we've got x root 2. That means that x root 2 equals 6. Well, how do you solve that for x? You divide both sides by root 2. So I've got x equals 6 over root 2. Well, you can't have a square root on the bottom, so you've got to multiply the top and the bottom by root 2. You would get 6 root 2 over 2. So if I multiply the top by root 2 and the bottom by root 2, I get root 2 times root 2 is root 4, which is 2. It's called rationalizing the denominator. And 6 over root 2 is the same as 3 root 2. So there's a quick little primer on 45, 45, 90s. Here's some other things you may want to know. You can multiply square roots. You can rationalize denominators. You multiply the top and the bottom by the denominator. And notice you get rid of the square root on the bottom. So those are some properties of square roots. Here is the other special right triangle at 30, 60, 90. And it's super important that you know these, as you'll see as you get on to later videos. But these go x, 2x, x root 3. The shortest side is across from the 30. The longest side is the hypotenuse. So a really simple 30, 60, 90 would be if this side were 5. Well, that's your x. This is 2x, so that's obviously 10. This is x root 3, well x is 5, you throw a root 3 on. Okay? Then I could give you the hypotenuse. So this is 30, what if I told you this side was 12? Well, this was your 2x. So if 2x is 12, x is 6. This was your x, that's 6. This is x root 3, well if x is 6, that's 6 root 3. Alright, I could make it a little more difficult. And I could tell you that this side is, let's make it 5 root 3. Well, let's make it not quite so bad. Let's make it 6 root 3. So that side is your 2x side. So I would solve 2x equals 6 root 3 and divide both sides by 2, I get 3 root 3. So remember it goes x, 2x, x root 3. Now this side is 3 root 3 for x. And another root 3. Well, what's 3 root 3 root 3? You could use your calculator. It's 3 times the square root of 9. You can multiply these together. The square root of 9 is 3, so it's 3 times 3, or 9. I'm going to do one or two more here where I give you the side opposite the 60. Okay? So remember it goes x, 2x, x root 3. You could probably, it's obvious here that x is 5. If I've got x root 3, and so this side would be 10. So what if I made one a little bit harder? and I made the side across from the 68. So now you're going to have to say that this side is x root 3. This is x, and this is 2x. So I need to solve for x, so I'm going to divide by root 3. So x is 8 divided by root 3. These are your properties of radicals. You cannot have a square root on the bottom, so you multiply by what is on the bottom. And now you have 8 root 3 over 3. Remember, the square root of 3 times itself is 3. Square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is the square root of 9. So that means your x is 8 root 3 over 3. You can leave it like that. You can write it like this, too. You can put the square root of 3. You can write it like this if you like that better. They're all the same thing. But keep your radicals separate. So then if you double this side, you would take 2 times 8 root 3 over 3. Remember, that's 2 over 1, so you're going to get 16 root 3 over 3. Or you could double this, and it would be 5.3 repeating root 3. Or you can put the 16 off to the side. I just know some people forget their special right triangles, and I thought it might be helpful to have a quick, short video. I hope that helps, and I hope everything finds you well, and that life is good, and math is good, and I hope to see you soon.